Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. Now in this video, we will learn about the important concept, that is host pseudo selector and also the host context pseudo selector. We have already seen about this host pseudo selector at the starting of our playlist, how the host selector will be used in our Angular thing. So that is a special pseudo selector which is present in the Angular in order to style the Angular component. Okay, if you are having a component name, if you want to style that one, so then we will be using this host pseudo selector. Let us have a quick overcap of that one, and afterwards we'll learn about the host context. So for example, let's say that here in our app component.html we are using this app course, right? So we are able to see app course, and this is our component. And if you go and see your course component.html, so this is our app course. I will try to make it as a simple. So here you will be having something like h1 Leela webdev channel. Okay, so this is our channel name, and here this is our app component.html, and in this one I am calling the app-course. So this is the course component which we are trying to call it. Now if I try to open this one in the browser, we will be able to see, let's refresh this page. So we should be able to see only the Leela webdev channel. What happened to this one? Yeah, Leela webdev channel, we are able to see this one. Now if I go here and if I try to write again now another app component, app course, like this, so now we are able to see this Leela webdev channel. Now what I want to do is, so here I want to add a border for this one. In order to add a border for this one, so what can I do? So here in this course component.html, so this is our component, right? So here in this course.component.html, so here I can write in such a way that, so normally you will be thinking that, okay, so this is a tag name. Now here you will be able to see this is a tag name. We know the CSS and how to use the CSS selectors also. The different selectors we have seen it. If you don't know about the selectors and all those things, we have already covered a playlist of CSS. So it's must and should you take a look at those CSS selectors and all those things. Why? Because as a front-end developer, you need to know the different types of selectors that are available in the CSS. Now here you will be able to see app-course and also app-course. So this is nothing but a component name. So using this tag name, we can target this element and we can write the CSS. Yes, we can write it. Now let's try to write it. Here this is the component is nothing but this course.html, right? So in this course component.html, I will target the component name. Okay, this is the component name, app-course, and I will try to give a border of 1 pixel solid black, and I can give a padding of 10 pixel, and also I can give a margin of 10 pixel. Okay, so I have given it like this. I have targeted directly with a component name or otherwise the element name. So we can do it. Now if I try to refresh this page, so we are able to see this output. Why we are able to see this output is, if you go to the course component.ts file, here we are using encapsulation none. Let's make it as an emulated, which is a default one, or otherwise if you want to remove it also you can remove it. So normally this one we can remove it. Now if you try to see the output, how it will be is, now if you see the CSS styles which we are trying to apply is not applying, right? So for the host it is not applying. Why it is not applying? Here you need to understand the main important thing. Here by default the component uses the emulated encapsulation. Emulated encapsulation, that means it uses the emulated shadow DOM. We have already understood about the emulated shadow DOM and the native shadow DOM and its difference also we have seen in our previous videos. Now emulated shadow DOM means it will create a special attributes to each and every element in the Angular component. It will give you the special attributes like ng content, ng like this, you will give it. It will give it. Now here when you are trying to write a component specific styles in that component CSS you are writing, that styles are emulated. Emulated means it will be converted so and so in such a way that it will be applied only to that particular component elements only. Now here we have written the app-course in our course component HTML. If you try to see here see app-course, a special type of attribute like this it has been applied. So attribute selector, it has been changed into attribute selector instead of a tag selector. So this should not happen. Why? Because for app-course, if you try to see ng content ng-9089 is there, right? So if you try to see here, ng content is 8442 and and here for this one 8442 is there, but it has written 9089. This should not happen. Why it is happening like this is the tag element which is which we are trying to apply the CSS is not present in the app, is not present in the course component. It is present in the app component.html. So that means when you are trying to target the component element, you need to write in which it has been defined, not in the component. Then the problem comes. Now here we need to write it in the app component.css. Where is this one? Yeah, app component.css. Here I will be writing this one. Now if you try to see the output, if you see the output here, now you will be able to see the now you will be able to see some border has been applied. So why it has been applied, we'll see afterwards. So something we are able to see the output. So here the border, 10 pixel, everything has been applied. Fine. Now the component for this one, we are writing it here in the app component.css, right? If I want to write it in the component declaration, so then what I need to use? So in the course component.css I need to write. Why? Because this CSS is related to the app course, not to the app component.html. In this scenario, if you write it, it is not working. So for that reason, what you need to do is, so there is a special type of pseudo selector, that is host. So this is the thing. So if you try to write the host, it will target its host element. Host element is nothing but the component name. If you see the output, then the same output you will be able to see. If I refresh this page, then also I am able to see the same output. In the head and in the styles, if you try to see, you will be able to see ng host, like this you will be able to see. So now it has been changed to its attribute, the unique emulated attribute which has been applied by the Angular. So this is how we will be, this is the use of this host. For example, let's say that if you are having a class, so for this one, if you are having a class, okay, class is equal to is active. Okay, is active is there. Now if I go to the course component.css, if I want to apply the class, means so here the component which belongs to that particular, which has a class is active, okay, the component which belongs to is active, then only we can able to see. Now we will be able to see the styles has been applied only to this element, not to the second element which doesn't have a class is active. Now if you want to, if you try to see here, we are able to, so this is how we will be writing. As a function we will write the component which has a class is active. You can write id, you can write tag selector, everything, whatever the thing you want you can write it. Just I am trying to show you. I will remove this is active. Okay, so the host, if you try to see here, the output is coming something like weird, right? So here you need to understand that by default the components, the web components or the Angular components which you are trying to get it, those are by default display inline. So if you want to create with a display block the component name, you can give it in the Angular CLI -- display block, like that you can give it. So by default these are display inline. So then what you need to do is you need to convert it into a display block. So here you can write it display block, that's it. Now if you write it as a display block, then see you will be able to see the output perfectly. Now this is the output which we are trying to expect. So this is about the host element. Okay, this is about the host element. So we can also give with a tag selector, that means the component name we can give it, but you need to know where to in its parent component. So you should not give it in the component CSS. You should give where it has been declared. Not declared means it has been initiated. So there you need to give the selector. If you want to write it in that component itself, means then you need to use the host pseudo selector. So this is all about the host pseudo selector. I will try to commit this code in a new branch, video -8. So whoever may be having doubts, you can check this branch and you can have it for the reference. So host pseudo selector, right? Host pseudo selector. Now I will commit this code. Now whoever may be having doubts and all those things, so they can go to my they can go to my GitHub repository URL. So this is the GitHub repo URL. The link will be provided in the description below. Whoever may be having doubts and all those things, they can go to that particular video branch. Whatever the video you are watching, you can go to that particular branch and you can take a look at this one. Hope you understood about this host pseudo selector. In the next video, you will see about the host context also. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.